Hello friends, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, hello friends, thank you so much. I have met some really nice people over the past month and a half on 2 or 3 of my lives where I had more people coming, but they weren't for the right reasons. And some people were moderators and some people were defending me. So I turned them into moderators. But I'm just going to probably make long form videos for a while. I want to be instructing without distractions and disturbances, especially for you. So if you are here to learn, as you can see, the title is Casting Cauldron. I'm not a producer auditioning people for a movie. I have, where's my cauldron? With all the stuff that I have, this is one of the symbols of the witch A, okay? I do witch A work, and my name is Sabrina. I am a mystic, but I also work in the capacity of a priestess, shamanic workings sometimes, and that is a lot of different types of modalities, psychic healing. As you can see, I'm also a kitchen witch, and I wanted to come on today to say I have an update and I have an announcement. I hope you're enjoying the fireplace. It's supposed to be free of ads. I'm very energized. I'm very happy. I love this table. It's bigger than a TV tray and it's not gigantic. So I'll be talking to you about a few aspects of myself. If you are serious in learning from someone who has actually explored other dimensions as a mystic, gathered information, brought it back down into the physical realm, used it in various ways. This is a channel of esoteric metaphysics and mysticism. If you are serious in learning about the mysteries of the universe and the world that we live in, and also using that information for practical answers and results into our life. This is my spiritual practice, and there are many people who do have this type of practice in a variety of ways. My announcement today is I have been working on my creator page, Coffee. I've talked about it a lot. I've gotten quite a few people to actually come over and at least take a look at my site. It is now all kind of put together. Let me explain. The final piece of the puzzle has come to pass. When I first moved in here, my goal was to get my finances in order, pay down some outstanding bills, and be able to start using some of my disposable income to repurchase supplies so I could make more oils and maybe do a candle working for someone. I wasn't going to be able to do any of this if I needed to, say, place a Google ad or a Facebook ad or something. It's taken a year and a half. My goal was to start producing sales, especially from my online course, by February of 2025. As you can see, it is now going to be February of 2026. But, you know, that happens a lot. It just takes another year before aspects of myself and my guides tell me, oh, you've got category here for shop where you can put your oils. You can make more oils. You can put your ebook. You can put a video course. You've got a commissions page where you could put your candle services there. I could also list them in my shop. And I played around with that. Right now I only have 2, I think, main candle services. And then on the home page, there is a place to see all of the tabs. There's a place to see a fundraiser. I can create a fundraiser if someone wants to show appreciation and donate $1 towards that for my trip to India. I will be documenting and recording everything that I see and do over there. There's also a place to donate and support right there. You don't have to go to an outside link to PayPal. You can do it right there. So what I decided to do was go to Thinkific and move my videos for my Dream Recall course onto my new computer. And in the process of doing that, I saw several things that they were doing that was causing me problems. So after I copied all of those videos, I decided to put them together for a video course right there on my creator page, Coffee. This is now your one-stop shop for basically the main aspects of who I am, what I represent, and the things that I'm bringing to you. I'll talk about oil craft in a few minutes. And then there are candle services, just a few, that I am offering. So I'm extremely excited about having my Dream Recall course. I played with the price up and down. They had archived my videos. Nobody could purchase anything or watch anything after purchasing. That's not going to happen here. You click on it, it's there. It shows you the picture, the title, the buy button, and the affordable price. It describes, it's a 7-part video tutorial. And it's only about 29 minutes long, guys. So $1 a minute is $29.95. This represents most of my life from a young girl until now. Time and practice, reading books, taking courses, learning how to stand in front of people, how to film. And by stepping on the goddess-based path, the earth-based path, learning how to work at a sacred space and put a lot of actions together that can help you not only with dream recall, decoding your dreams, analyzing your dreams for self-analysis and self-growth, understanding symbols, the language of the subconscious mind. That's where the decoding comes in. Having a dream journal, what to do with it, how to work with different tools and supplies, and yes, candle. Fire is very important. It goes with that. Different ways that you can use this candle and make it last for days. So then we get into the aspect of programming yourself for a dream to help you solve a problem. And then at the end, how to have just a symbol notebook and suggested reading. So this represents many years of my life. I spent 3 years or 2 years, 3 seasons teaching self-hypnosis to adults in my community. So I had to create a curriculum, an outline, papers to pass out, lead them through a session, and at the end, give suggested reading. You're getting something that is worth far more than $29.95, okay? And you'll have it forever. Please consider doing this for yourself, and of course helping to support me and my goal to start really getting this materials into other people's hands. I'll be able to spend more time at home working on those things. And if someone wants a candle service. Excuse me. Get yourself comfortable, please. I really need to go get my hot apple cider since this is a pre-recorded video. I will be right back. So today I decided to actually make some more, bottle up some more oils. So I'll just quickly show you. Okay, here we go. Commanding and controlling. That's going to be on my shop page with my oils, all right? I'm going to talk about workings to do on Friday for love and for money. Now, for commanding and controlling, it is obviously not to be trying to dominate another person against their will. That is not something that I want to get into at all here. It's not even something that I have done. There's some people that do it in order to help women who are in certain countries and they need their husband to come back. But this would be more for, say you've got someone who is micromanaging you to death at work. You've got people that are slandering, gossiping, watching you. You know they're just watching you and they can't wait to go and complain about you every day. Because if they can get rid of you, there might be more hours available for them. These people are stupid. They don't practice goodwill. And they don't have any idea about who else might be ready to come in and take your place. So, but yeah, if you want to work on your own authority and have other people see you as a commanding presence for yourself, representing yourself, able to speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself, and remain calm, like that, right? You could also couple that with Crown of Success. I have finally bottled up my Crown of Success oil. Sorry. I believe it's still over there. But this is the master bottle, and it's been infusing for several months. First, I put it in the cauldron, and then I put it outside to infuse with the sun even more, so that the orris root could deliver some of its scent. A lot of my oils are very, very lightly scented. They are like attars. If you don't know what that is, they are simply a mixture of oils or oil with flowers or herbs or woods or spices or a combination of either or. There's no water and there's no alcohol. It's not a perfume, but it can be worn as a perfume, or you can just use it to anoint yourself before you go out the door, which is what I did for several weeks with the Crown of Success oil. That's also going to be listed on my site, hopefully sometime tomorrow. I really need to sit down and start getting my taxes done tomorrow, which shouldn't take me very long. I also went ahead and made just a sandalwood oil, because that can be used alone or it can be added to whatever type of a working you're doing, anointing your candle, or just putting it in a circle around the candle on the plate if you're using a plate. That can be a very expensive oil. My oils are not expensive, guys. I don't charge just $10, and I will get into that more on another video. This is a priestess craft, and when you become at the level where you've got strong energy and you are carefully stirring and working, you are adding some of your own energy into that. So they do become charged, and they are labors of love. I enjoy doing them. Otherwise, and I want to explain to you here how much I enjoy, why I enjoy it, and what this means. So yesterday was Friday, today is Saturday. But if you want to do working on Friday, it's generally associated with love. But did you know it's also for fast cash? Yes, Venus is also for fast cash. What am I talking about? $10, $20? No. It could be 1,000. It could be 2,000. It could be 3,000. And you have a way for that to come. You have an avenue, a channel for that to come. But you need it within the next couple of days. Excuse me. I got a whole bunch of stuff over here. For workings with love, you want to either have pink or red, right? And maybe you know that. This is an extremely tall candle. Will take about an hour to an hour and a half or so to burn. And that requires candle safety and you paying attention or being very close by in case something happens. So these are the little tools I was using today to pour into the bottles. And I was mixing up a few things, and then I used a spoon to take out from the master bottle, an alcohol to clean the bottle, put my little label, put Scotch tape over it, write on the label, and then I work with different oils. My olive oil has fallen off the table again. This is the holder that I have put a lot of my oils in right now. So I do have some that are in the 1 ounce bottles, and then the ones that I started really making in the summer, I have 0.67 ounces for those here. When you're thinking of Friday, and maybe you know this, you need to understand working with planetary energies. On my second or third book, years ago, I learned from Silver Raven Wolf that if you will learn to work with planetary energies, you will move your magic along faster. It's like the difference between driving a Gremlin and driving a Cadillac. Why? Well, because as I have come to learn about the energies in the heavens of the planets and the constellations, they do influence a lot. And I have gone on to win a contest by learning how to work with these planetary energies. So for Friday, you would want to carve the symbol of Venus. And if you are looking for a romance or just someone to be dating, it depends on your intention. if you are getting over a breakup and you've examined it and you've been caring for yourself, learning how to care for yourself, and maybe that's a new habit and you're not going to give it up, somebody else has to understand that. You go on the weekend for a pedicure, just, you know, little things like that. You have defined what it is that you are looking for in your next relationship. And hopefully it is someone who is empathic, who is mature, who is gainfully employed, right? Those are things that you would really want to carve into the candle. When I first started years ago, early 2000, because I've been a practicing mystic on the shamanic witch path now since 2000, I did not carve in the candle and I did not anoint my candle. But I've come to learn there's so much power in carving and anointing, as you can see. I'm very, very, very adamant about carving now and anointing the candle. You put your intention, someone to go on date nights with, or a prospective romantic person, or a romantic partner, friend turning into maybe partner slash prospective partner. All right, prospective partner. You want to start out as friends, then it could turn into romance. And if you are looking to have a partner, then that is what you would put on here. Now you can use a candle holder, or you can use a plate, you can use pink, you can use red. You can use a red candle if you would like it to be more romance. This is friendship more than anything. Venus is about partnerships of all kinds, guys. And without me giving away all my knowledge, I could turn this into a course. I will simply tell you that there is a school of thought that says Venus is not necessarily the marrying kind. They can partner and they can marry. It's not necessarily a hot and heavy or, you know, excellent type of marriage. They might be better off not marrying them. Things can change when you make a legal marriage, guys. You're activating both of your charts, and there can be good things that happen, and then there can be things that cause friction. You may be better off as friends and partners who are not legally married. So what you are doing is directing your intention, your energy, and your will into the candle. When you carve into that, taking your subconscious thoughts and turning this candle into a charged infused instrument. And then we're going to get to the anointing part. But this in itself is a symbol of the masculine divine. That's all I'm going to say about it right now. So this represents personal power, will, and intent. Okay? This can represent you. Right now, you're directing your thought, your will, your intention into this personal power candle. This is you. And you're standing in your place of authority and agency as yourself. And then you're going to anoint it with liquid, which would represent the feminine divine. So what shall we use? Well, we're going to do love or romance. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was there's a particular energy that you would want to add to a working if you decided that you really wanted marriage. And I do recommend looking at your astrological charts to see what would be activated if there's a legal marriage. Here's my Come To Me oil. Now I like to use lightweight oils so that you can put them on your skin. I believe this is grapeseed oil and the traditional ingredients for Come To Me. So you could first just take a few drops of that. And you want to go from the bottom up because you want to send this out into the universe, into the ether, into the source. You're sending your message out to summon the type of person that you are ready to be a good dating partner or romantic partner with. Okay. Now I'm going to affix it to the plate. And I like to have freestanding candles, if you know me, because I do divination and then I do a ritual before I actually do a candle working. And that helps my spirits come in and be more powerful and leave messages behind in the wax. And this is where you're really going to have to be calm and willing to read the message or get help with reading the message if something is left behind. If you see what looks like a lot of tears, or you see big splatters, it's trying to tell you it's probably not the right time. You know, you got to do more work on yourself perhaps. All right, so here I have my attraction oil, which is going to add to the Come To Me. I've done the Come To Me up and out for the summons, and again I'm going to add attraction. Now here is where we're going to employ what is called the energy and the essence of the feminine divine, things that are liquid. And just as though we were performing a purification bath and the blessing to a lingam, this is basically a lingam, we are adding the oil. We want to attract the type of person. And here we have the liquid of the feminine divine. Okay, this is a very spiritual principle, guys. You just have to trust and believe. I'm telling you, this is the way it is. So your candle holder would represent the yoni, which would be holding the drippings that you are placing on. To bless and add the energy of the feminine, the sacred feminine. And in Hindu temple, it would be round and it would flow out as though it is the womb of the woman and it is giving birth into the physical. Those two things work to bring about your desire into the physical. That is the way it works. So this is Vedic science, is very old, and it has been brought forward and adapted, and it is employed, I know now, in candle magic. Now you may not have a bowl where it's overflowing, but here I see it overflowing at the bottom. If you want, you can add corresponding flowers and herbs, but I don't really add much at all because that wax can melt and leave messages in the bottom here and spread out, and you could see something there. If you see a lot of bubbles, there could be some resistance. If you see a lot of flat bubbles, things are smoothing out. So that's what you would do, okay, if you wanted to work for romance or a partner in using 2 of my oils. Now, if you wanted to work for money on Friday, you would traditionally work with a green candle. Oh, you might want to burn incense. This is a really nice, sweet smelling. It's called Love Supreme from my Botanica. And let's see. Here we go. All right. So if we wanted to work for money, we could work with green. Now green actually is the opposite astral color for Venus. If you have pink, the astral color for that is green, believe it or not. Now I need some wax sticky. Where's my wax stuff? Here it is. This is a spiral candle. I like these a lot because I think, like my hat, you know, it actually has an energy that spirals up. And I've had some very interesting things happen with the burning of a spiral candle. Here at the bottom, even though it's very narrow, you do have room to carve. So you can carve what it is that you're working for. If you would like to have $100 a week in sales from your side hustle. And then if you want to put it in a candle holder that is too big, the Dollar Tree now has no more crooked candles. This is a wax that you put around the base of the candle. You stretch it out. And you can stick it in that candle holder. And there you go, it is stuck there. The candle holder is pink. Now, you could also use brown. I have had a lot of success with a brown candle. I've used primarily a dark brown candle. And I haven't taken the plastic off of this one yet. But I found this at Goodwill, brand new and still covered. It's unscented. If you wanted to work, say you have a job that can give you overtime, or you need to get more hours, this is something that you would continue to work with, like a 7-day candle, right? It also kind of has spiral on it, so the energy would increase each day and each week that it is burned. And you can try to mark it, but you can just watch it because it's got indentations. Brown represents the earth, and again it represents Jupiter. But you can carve the planetary symbol of Venus, like on the top here, and your name, and more hours or a raise or whatever it is. Your intention, your name, the symbol of Venus. So for intentions of money increase, how about let's say we want to work with commanding and controlling. Okay. We want to influence someone in a position that has the ability to give us a raise or to give us a promotion or to hire us for a job. You could work with the commanding and controlling in a positive way. It's all about your intention, guys. It's not about forcing somebody to give you what you want, because some people can sense that and they're just not going to respond. I think I found it. And so when I worked with a dark brown candle, half this size, I burned it every single night on the dining room table, and I wanted to be getting more hours because I needed more money from this one particular job. And lo and behold, after I would spend several minutes sitting with it and then sit next to it in the living room, let it burn for maybe 10, 15 minutes, I would start getting people calling me, asking me if I could cover for them because they had something to do. And as the days went by, when I was burning more and more and more, the store itself would call me and ask if I could cover for someone who either called in sick or didn't show up. And by the time that brown candle was burned all the way down, I had worked so many extra hours where I would be asked to stay, you know, after an hour later because somebody had to leave early or they came, yeah. So yeah, that's what happened. So at that time I was a single mom and I was having to acquire more and more bills on my own. We did not have internet. I had managed to get a refurbished computer. So by the end of that 2-week period, that little second job had brought me in the extra money to sign up for a deal which was like $9.99 a month. It was supposed to be forever and ever. And it was a very exciting announcement. And my daughter was very excited. She's like, "What? You're kidding. This is huge." Because she knew I was taking on more and more bills. Her phone bill, my phone bill, the car insurance. And yeah. So that's what worked for me. I am connected to the earth. For you, you're going to have to experiment. That is what magic is about sometimes. Maybe the green candle that is spiraled is going to work for you that way. Maybe you need a yellow or an orange candle, or burnt orange perhaps. That can be used to open the road, or maybe even red if you have a lack of courage. Now, one thing that I'm surprised I have not had anybody ask me about or order is this very special bottle that I made up with 24 karat gold flakes in it. And it's been infusing since late July or August. I had a bottle of 24 karat gold flakes in water from a trip I took one time. And I've had it for years. And I sat with my tweezers and I poured out the liquid and I grabbed those flakes. And it took about 20 minutes and I got a nice big blob in there. And it's been infusing. So I believe that's mineral oil. This is what you're going to use. to anoint. Let's see, let's start with commanding and controlling. All right, so you're standing in your authority and commanding what it is that you need. You are taking that commanding and controlling oil, turning this candle to the right, and anointing from the bottom up to send your intentions out into the ether and summon or gently influence someone that you would like to see and recognize you. And you may have to let them know what you've been doing. And then, if you want, you could put this in a bowl. A lot of people do this for their purification baths with their lingam. This would be like the yoni. You're going to take that 24 karat gold infusion, and you're going to declare the additional money, raise, promotion, recognition that I need, I declare now is being blessed, brought forth with the help of this 24 karat gold oil, as I am anointing and blessing this symbol of personal power, male, the sacred male, the sacred masculine, now being anointed with the sacred feminine. It's pooling up at the top, trying to get it into the spiral of the candle. May the blessing of the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine come together to bring forth life to my desire, my need. I am willing to work extra if that's what is required. Thank you. And you can use more, guys. Be generous, use more, use more. And as it goes down into the bowl, it's like the sacred feminine. Then you would light it. And this would be the last thing that we do in Hindu temple after we've worked with the purification, the blessing. We add the fire. So there's all of the elements are there, the masculine, the feminine, and now the sacred fire. If you do divination, you would want to do that before you're working. And if everything was a green light to go and do it, you're going to want to do another divination maybe in a couple of days. So I hope you have enjoyed this longer video. Please share your experiences. If you found this interesting or helpful, please comment. If you understand this, you can wave your hand, say yes. And if you really have learned more about me and what it means to use oils, take a look at my shop, my new video course that's up, the candle services, all the oils I have, and I will be putting the commanding and controlling up tomorrow, as well as the crown of success. Namaste, blessed be, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.